Happy Saturday, everybody. Happy Saturday. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? People, it's the last couple of days, it's been so much on the testimony on Diddy's trial. I really didn't know where to start. People, it's just been uh, shocking to me, really. And day 8, they was talking about Diddy likes to wear heels and dildo. That's right. That's what I hear. Allegedly now. Hey, I'm just telling y'all what I'm seeing. And I don't nothing shock me about Diddy anymore. Okay, day 9, which was Friday, yesterday. George Kaplan, was Diddy's personal trainer from 2011 to 2012. He worked with Diddy. He saw Diddy's violence against Cassie and all that stuff. He testified to that. And he ended up quitting Diddy because of that, you know. And people, Kaplan worked for Diddy from 2014 to 2015. He used to work, his shift started from 9 a.m. Sometimes would go all the way to the next morning to 7 a.m. So he put in 80 to 100 hours a week for $125,000 a year. Don't seem like it was worth that, doing all that. But anyway, people, the prosecution is showing and doing a masterful job showing Diddy's patterns with women, all different women. Gina Hahn, who's scared to testify right now, but I think eventually she's going to be testifying against Diddy too, because he used to beat her up really bad too. But all this people was about money, power, drugs, violence, blackmail, all to control Cassie and others. Not just Cassie. He did the same thing with other people now. Cassie wasn't an isolated incident. Okay, then it's talking about Ellen DeGeneres and Diddy's connection. Mila Morales, which is Rihanna's makeup artist, testified to the beatings that she witnessed from Combs to Cassie in 2010. Yeah, witnessed that firsthand. She said the night before the VMAs at the Beverly Hills Hotel, the party at Prince's house. Now it's supposed to be at Prince's house, but they was in the hotel sleeping, and she was on the couch sleeping. Diddy come in there and jumped all over Cassie, beat her up, and left. Gina Hahn, the other witness, she's, like I said, she's afraid to testify against Diddy, but I think, like I said, eventually I think she will testify against Diddy. Okay, then I'm gonna show y'all something. I remember I told y'all about these devices, these electronic devices like his phones, his computers, and all that stuff. They had a special agent, Joshua Croft. He's a computer forensic expert, data retrieval. And he works at Homeland Security. Now, y'all remember, Diddy is a Homeland Security prisoner. Because when you traffic international and all that stuff, that falls under Homeland Security. Yeah. So, they bring him in to crack the hard cases with the computers. And he was asked to examine 3 devices. A 2010 MacBook Pro, a MacBook Air, and a MacBook Pro. But this one, the MacBook Pro, had a smashed CD driver and all that stuff, and it was beat all up. But now on the MacBook Air, Diddy had a code on there, and y'all remember he used to have aliases. His alias of the freak offs was Frank Black. Now, mind you, a lot of the stuff that Diddy had in his possession, the drugs and all that stuff, was in Frank Black's name, aka Diddy. So the computer had a login screen, and it showed a guest user, Frank Black, which is Diddy. And he used that name for freak offs, for the hotels and all that stuff that he was doing illegally. So that guy was able to find a lot of that stuff that he thought he had erased, but he didn't. Excuse me. You know, it's very little that you can erase off a computer, if you didn't know that. It'll just use that space as usable space until you get to that space and record over it again. But it's not erased. It's just put in storage space. But it's still on there. And he's an expert at finding all that. So he was able to find a whole bunch of stuff. And it is not going to look good for Diddy, period. All the stuff they found. I'm going to let it'll come to light what all they found. But then you got the hotel manager, Frederick Zamora. And he's a manager at the Beverly Hills, how you say that? La Bronte Hotel. He witnessed Diddy fighting and beating cats up, all kind of stuff. So, Mr. Diddy, you're going to wish, like hell, that you took the plea deal. They're going to make you wish you had them. Now, he can stop all this and plead guilty anytime he wants. But, you know, of course, Diddy is not going to do that right now because he wouldn't sign a plea deal. So he's got to wait to see how many years they give him. And I can tell y'all right now, the defense is struggling really, really bad. Really, really bad. They struggling. They asking irrelevant questions, trying to trip people up at the time stamp. This years ago, people. People ain't going to remember to the exact second. But that's what they got computer forensics and all that stuff for. They find out what time, what day, everything. Your conversation. Thanks to y'all cellular devices, they know when you got there, when you left, what messages got you there, all kind of stuff. They got everything, people. And y'all talk about P. Diddy gonna walk. P. Diddy ain't gonna even crawl, much less walk. You know you gotta crawl before you walk. Y'all need to ask how far P. Diddy gonna crawl. Because he's crawling. And the direction he's crawling to is not desirable. Under no circumstance. So, like I said, a couple of videos ago, me and one of my subscribers, and people are saying it now, no pity for Diddy. So, it seemed like Diddy's closest allies, like I told y'all, closest allies, they were smart enough to take a plea deal. A lot of them was complicit, so they was compelled to take plea deals. Unlike Mr. Diddy trying to be defiant to the end, this is the end. This is your end, son. This is your end, and it ain't a darn thing you can do about it. Nothing. You got all those lawyers up there, and they all looking like fools. Because the video surveillance and the video evidence speaks for itself. The objective witness that never lied, that's video. Never lies, people. Never. And I told y'all, when I found out that they was going to have video evidence in that courtroom, P. Diddy was done. Done. Because I know this government. And I know that they was going to put this together, this show, they was going to put it together exactly how it happened. With what players played their key parts in it. I knew that was going to happen. So, this Diddy is going to walk notion, Like I told y'all, Diddy doing his walking right now to and from court. That's it. That's it. That's the extent of his walking. So let me tell you this, and I told y'all this a long time ago. The government ain't nothing to play with, people. Absolutely nothing. Diddy's finding that out right now. That the U.S. government ain't nothing to play with, people. Nothing. And I see all these videos where they tying a lot of people in. Presidents and all this kind of stuff. They were wondering, was a president gonna pardon Diddy? Not if he's involved himself. You can't pardon nobody if you're involved. So people, y'all just stay tuned because more of that revelation is coming. And like I said, so far the witnesses have not been real big superstars yet. We had a few testify, but the bigger fish are yet to come, people. So I just had to come back and say what I've seen the last couple of days. It was hard for me to start because I was seeing so much. I didn't know where to start. I was seeing so much testimony. I was trying to weed out what I believed and what I didn't believe. But like I said, I always go to Melanie King because she got reporters in there. And people, they don't do verbatim because they're not allowed to have recording devices or cell phone, nothing like that. So they shorthand writing what they hear. And then she go back and do a recap of stuff in depth. That's what she's doing. That's why I watch. So people, y'all have a rest of a good day on this Saturday, whether you relaxing, whether you spending time with your friends, family, or whatever you're doing, you chilling by yourself with you a glass of wine, whatever you're doing. I hope your day be cheerful. Y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Waiting to hear from y'all. What y'all think about these trials so far? Y'all give me a comment. How do y'all think Kid Cudi and all these witnesses have done? And what do y'all think is meant for Diddy and his defense? What do y'all think? How is it going so far? Y'all think Diddy is going to retaliate and go make it seem like it is a trial? Or is he done already? If Diddy, you think Diddy's done already, put a 1 down there. If you think it's still not enough evidence and they need to prove that he's guilty without a reasonable doubt and they have not proved that yet, y'all put a 2 down there. Tell me why y'all believe that. I'll be waiting on it. So y'all like, comment, and subscribe. For them on love, y'all. Peace. Bye, Diddy Turner.